And if you love classic bikes, then you'll really appreciate this next event. It's the first ever Royal Oak Classic Bicycle Swap Meet, and it's happening this weekend. Here to tell us more about it is its sponsor, Paul Kleppert, and event coordinator, Mark Diskin. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us. Paul, how long have you been, you and your wife,
Yes.
How long have you guys been involved with restoring and collecting and preserving classic bikes?
We started out in about 1983. We went to the first Ann Arbor Classic Bicycle Show Swap Meet at the fairgrounds out in Ann Arbor, and they needed somebody to be the swap meet chairman.
Okay.
So I volunteered, we volunteered, and we started being the chairman for that show, and we've been involved in that show for over 35 years. And Mark, who's been with us at the Ann Arbor show for many years, has been after me saying, you know, geez, Royal Oak would just love to have something like this going on. It's a bicycle-friendly community. I said, okay, so we finally figured out how to do this, and we're now bringing that show, a portion of it, to Royal Oak this Sunday. And the vendors that are going to be participating are coming from around the country, Texas, Louisiana, North Carolina, and they're bringing some of the finest bikes around to our little swap meet.
And Mark, you had been to the one in Ann Arbor. You said Royal Oak would appreciate it. What is it about these bikes and what is it about this event that people would appreciate?
Well, I think it really touches on everything, especially everybody was a kid at one time, and depending on the era that you were in, was the type of bike that you were very familiar with, whether it be the old balloon tire bikes or the Stingray bikes. And so there's really going to be something there for everybody, and we're really anticipating a large turnout.
Now, there are different types of bikes here. What makes a bike a classic?
Well, if you follow the tradition of automobiles, 1880 to about 1930, the wheelmen, they have the bikes known as bone shakers and so forth. But from 1930 to about 1960, that is the classic era. And that's when you get all the chrome.
Right. Is that the one we're looking at now? When was this one made?
This is a 1938 Schwinn Deluxe Autocycle, and it's got most of the options on it. Ta-da!
So
Okay.
you said autocycle, and this has headlights, a speedometer,
Yep.
a horn.
And it also has a locking front fork with a key, like a locking steering wheel, okay?
Yeah.
And that's in 1938. So many of the features on today's bikes, they started a long, long time ago.
Right.
Okay? It has a pogo seat.
So you can lift it up and adjust it. So what is it about classic bikes that people love?
Well, first of all, most people, it's the fact that it's the bike they never got for Christmas. Okay? So at our shows and so forth, we find an awful lot of people, they're looking for that bike that they never really had, and we use the 40-year rule. Whatever is 40 years old is what's usually in favor, because I know when we got started in this, these banana seat bikes made, you know, with the banana seats and so forth, they were out at the curb. People were throwing them away. Nobody wanted them. Now they're one of the hottest bikes to collect.
All right, and we have to wrap it up, but Mark, tell us when and where this event is and how much it costs to get in.
The event's going to be Sunday from 8 to, what time are we going to go till?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
8 to 3.
It's a $5 admission. It's also in conjunction with our Sunday flea market, so it's going to be a very nice occasion, and we look to see everybody out there.
And you know something? I think the weather might actually cooperate for that. We can go over to Chris Edwards, who will tell us for sure whether or not people will be able